Hello everyone, welcome to the last video of Computer Science 401. Okay, today is going to be my farewell final notes for this class. I'm very excited for you, especially for those of you who graduate in this semester. That's huge. That's I'm just really happy. It's the moment when your life changes, when something magical happens. I know that coronavirus is going to affect you as well. I guess, right? Am I right? I don't know, but still, I'm super excited for you. It's like it's like when you finished high school and you start going to college. That's when the life changes, right? So everything changed. Now, when you finish college and you go find work, right, and you start working, that's another moment when everything changes completely, drastically, right? And the more moments in your life you have when everything changes, to the better or to the worst, actually, then the more personal, the human growth, the personal development you actually have in your life. Because even if it actually goes to the worst, you can always come back up. But it's very difficult to. But when nothing changes for years, it's very difficult to change anything. But if something changes every 4 or 5 years, that's perfect. That's amazing. Anyway, super excited for you, especially if you're graduating. As of now, the final exam is scheduled for Monday, May 4th, right, 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Although it's scheduled for that time, I'm going to make it online on the Blackboard, so you guys you can take it at any moment, but within that day, within that 24-hour period, I guess, right? So all the questions, majority of the questions will come from the quizzes, midterms, right? So, but at the same time, everything which was mentioned in the class, in the notes, in the lecture videos, everywhere is a fair game. I definitely don't want you guys to fail, because it's not the class which is teaching you something which you cannot be software developer without of, right? So it's not like 190. So where I teach for loops. If you don't know what a for loop is, and if you think a for loop, I don't want to do for loop, then computer science is not for you. So in this class, there are not that many things which were useful. So I really hope that again you're gonna find some of them applicable, right? But it's just not what this class is about. It's more about theoretical, fundamental things, how computers, how programming languages work. Well, I guess, you'll definitely use that knowledge. You definitely will. But it's not the deal breaker if you don't. Yeah. Okay. That's actually a very good way to describe that. Okay. Cool. Usually at this moment, final exam is worth 20% of your final grade. Now, it also replaces the lowest midterm grade. So you have midterm number 1, midterm number 2, right? For example, if you had 90, 70, and then 90 for the final, that 90 will become this 90 as well. So you're gonna have 90, 90, 90. Hope it makes sense. What else? Usually at this moment, I ask students who thinks that computer science is for him, who's absolutely sure that he made the right choice, go in that direction, go in that path, computer science, and the majority of people raise their hands, okay? And that's very exciting. I'm really glad for you. That's definitely good. Welcome to Tribe family. So that's probably one of the IT professions. Software development is probably one of the I don't want to say best, because it's very difficult to qualify what best means, but highly paid, yes, I guess, at least before the coronavirus was a thing. Growing profession which has the most potential. Yeah, so definitely computers and artificial intelligence is replacing the manual workers, right? So it's definitely one of the best professions to be in. Okay, in the 21st century. Coronavirus will go away at some point, but still it's very difficult to hit actual developers because they can work remotely. If you were organizing events, if you were, a DJ, if you were a journalist, in this case, it will be more difficult for you rather than software developer who can work from home, okay? It's difficult to discipline yourself, I guess, when you're working from home, but at the same time, your employer will find a way to discipline you. What else? I also ask usually students who thinks that computer science is not for him. For example, like you almost graduating, right? So you finished 401 class. You very soon you will graduate very soon, but you think that like, hey, like I don't want to do computer science. It's just not for me. And usually nobody raises their hands, right? But if that's how you feel, but kind of you shy or you don't want to say it out loud, what I would encourage you to do is just kind of to think about that. Definitely not to suppress that feeling, and try to be honest with yourself. Okay, so computer science, software development is not for everyone, and I think like it's much more important to do something which fulfills you, do something which you enjoy. Again, maybe not in the situation of the pandemic, right? So when there is a virus, when there is a recession, people have to do what they like, at least something. They're ready to do whatever it takes to at least to have a job. Okay, let's put it this way. But when at some point it will go away, right? And usually in normal life, in the normal schedule, it's much more important to do, in my opinion, my personal opinion, it's much more important to do something which you love, like which fulfills you, something which you enjoy, something which brings you joy, rather than suffering like every single second. Okay, hope it makes sense. So if that's how you feel, I'm not saying that you should quit computer science, you should quit college, you should drop out of college, you should switch to major. No. I'm just thinking that they kind of do not suppress that feeling. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. I remember this semester actually I had a student, he came to me withdrawing from a class, and the form he gave me like was much bigger than the usual form, so I took a look at it. I started reading, and I actually realized that there was a form to drop out of college, not the class, but the entire college. So I talked to him, and I mean, what can I say? I was supportive, right? So like he made a decision. It was his decision to drop out of college, right? So he decided that's not for him, and I think the best thing I can do in that moment, like as a professor, as a faculty member, is to support him, because it's not like you go to college and you're successful automatically, whatever success means for you, right? And if you don't go to college, you automatically like failure and you loser. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Okay. So no, computer science is not for everything. It's not for everybody. Students who take 190 with me, I usually also say that like if you don't like computer science, if you did not enjoy this class, that's actually also good, because you crossed out something which you do not want to do in the future. And that's also nice, because that means that you should not look at computer science and maybe some fields related to that, but that means that something else, for example, I don't know, supply chain management, journalism, like library studies, biology, chemistry, physics, mechanical engineering, that can all be fun, right? Much more fun than computer science. And again, like the computer science, so I don't know, imagine like your capstone project. So you work on something like 10 hours a day. That's software development, and not everybody's enjoying like coding 10 hours a day. Okay, so I don't know, think about all the professors you have. Like me, for example, I do not code. I teach people how to code, right? So for me, it's much more valuable, and I enjoy talking to people and teaching people how to do something much more than doing that, right? And like I'm glad that I actually made a decision for myself that I do not want to code. No, coding, no, is not for me. Although in my opinion, I was a pretty good developer. I'm definitely intellectually capable of doing that. I just don't enjoy that. And for me personally, it's difficult to do something which I don't enjoy. Yeah. Okay, cool. What else? Yeah, I don't know. I'm super excited for you. Just like it's an amazing thing. Again, especially if you graduate. Definitely, let's stay in touch. Let us know for us faculty members, especially for Professor Rao, by the way, because she's really emotionally invested in every like single person she teaches. She gets so excited when she sees emails from previous students who graduated, and who, for example, they would say like, hey, Professor Rao, I found a job here, they like me a lot and I like them, like, thank you so much. For example, something like this. She is just I don't know, like flourishes, you know, like that gives her so much energy and so much motivation. She just really enjoys that. So that's actually, yeah. So if you guys, that'll be very great if maybe like once you find a job or something, if you just send her an email kind of thanking her, she would, you cannot imagine how much it means for her. I see that like every now and then, so that's why I can definitely tell you that how it works. Okay, because of how much she's invested, I guess, emotionally. So not like she gets paid for being additional emotional invested. No. She's just such a person. Who cares? What else? On this YouTube channel, I'm going to publish a series of videos entitled that I'll be dedicated to Java, computer science, C++, C#, Python. There'll be more about so one of them will be called I Wish I Knew This in College. Okay, there'll be a series of videos about something I wish I knew when I was in college. Okay, I still feel that even if you graduate, I think you can still benefit from that knowledge. There'll be all my personal experience, my personal opinions, so you don't have to believe like any of that or rely on any of that. But I think that there are a lot of things which college students should be told, and actually went to like when they graduate as well. I'll also be talking about a couple of things how on the job search, also with my tips on how to do stuff. What else? There'll be one or two videos about that psychological testing, which I told you about. Okay, so I think I want to promote that to my students. There is one student who actually took it already, and there are a bunch of my friends who took it. What else? I think that's it. I'm honestly like I'm really sorry that I cannot see you in person, especially those of you who graduate. Yes, I'm not sure if you will be able to walk. Will you be able to walk if you graduate? Yeah, it looks like you will not. Yeah, which sucks. But anyway, those of you who graduate, congratulations. I'm very excited for you. Life is gonna change, and it's like just remember this moment when you graduate. It's like it's precious. It's precious. Okay, so I don't know. You finishing high school, graduating from college, getting married. When your first baby is born, that's what you're gonna remember from like probably when you're 60 to 70 years old. Those moments are precious. Okay, hope it makes sense. I'll see you guys later. Let's stay in touch. Bye bye.